Hi guys, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been such a long time. I feel like it's been such a long time. Oh my god, can you hear baby queen in the background? Yeah, things are changing now. Wow, I don't understand this sound. Oh well, yeah, baby's in the background just chilling while I film. This is the new life, today I said, you know what, I'm going to film this my bed story by fire by force. I got up, I had my bath, gave my mommy the baby to hold on to, and our baby is just chilling. I'm ready. I did small makeup stuff because like that's how ready I am to film this video, and nothing's going to stop me. Anyway, hi guys. So how have you guys been? Have you missed seeing my face? I've missed just hanging out with you guys. I feel like the last time I did a video like this was baby mama dance, which actually worked. Like I gave birth 2 days after that baby mama dance. Isn't that crazy? Is it 2 or 3 days? I can't remember, either 2 or 3 days. Sha, it worked. So there must be something about that dance when you do it, when you're due to give birth or when you're due to deliver. So I wanted to tell you guys all about my birth story, how I brought this baby into this world. Where do I even start from? So after the day after I did that baby mama dance, I mean, was it 2 days after it? First of all, I woke up in the morning and my stomach was just biting me. Afon on atam. In Igbo, that's what we call it. In my mind, I was like, do I have digestive issues? It didn't even occur to me that maybe this is like early labor or whatever. It didn't hurt. It was just like a tiny little contraction. So I was like, yeah, it's going to pass. Probably I ate something that my body does not accept. That's what I just thought. Anyway, I was in labor, yeah. I was in early labor for like maybe 12 hours, active labor for another 12 hours. Overall, I was in labor for over 24 hours, and the thing was not progressing. My own birth story is just one kind. I don't know if this is how it always is for a first pregnancy. I heard from the doctor that it can't be like that for first pregnancies, but I was just tired. My tired was tired. And what this whole delivery birth story taught me is that I'm Ojono, animal I get. I'm just a talkative. I don't get strength. I don't get power. See, when it comes to shop, I don't have the strength. I'm abuba, as my sister calls it. That's like fat. I don't get power at all. Hey, what I saw, I can never finish describing it. Because it's first pregnancy, it's always dramatic, it's always painful, everything is the worst. But in fact, I'm talking too long. Let me go back to the story. So first of all, I think it was on a Wednesday morning. Yeah, I was having contractions, mild contractions. I woke up. That morning, everything was still fine. I even still followed my sister to drop off the kids. Like life was good. As things were going on, I kept telling my mom, I'm having this funny feeling in my belly, but I'm not sure what it is. She asked me to describe it. I described it to her. She said, well, maybe it's like early labor, but if it gets any worse, I should let her know. So we're just here now, just chilling. Fast forward to later, maybe around that kind, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Or maybe around 4 or 5 in the evening. At this point, it had been happening for some time, but definitely not frequently. Maybe every hour, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, like here and there, was just happening. I will notice it, but I didn't pay too much attention because it didn't hurt that much. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, if I'm actually going to have this labor, you better continue like this so till the baby is ready to pop out. Like I thought that was it in my mind. Like this is small stuff now. I can handle it. It's not me again. This one, there's nothing there. Wait for there. So, anyway, that evening now, the kids came back from school. In fact, we were even cruising around in our car, like we were outside because it was a beautiful day. It was a sunny day out. We were like, spring is here. It was all around cheerful day. Everybody was just chilling. My brother-in-law was even sick stuff, and he didn't sleep at all the night before. So I was even cracking jokes with him like, if this baby comes now, this one, who's going to take it to hospital? You need some rest, and tonight I know you're going to be knocked out flat. My sister, she was having shoulder pain, and she was just out of it, and the kids, it's just so much work. Like she was not in the position to be dealing with someone that was going into labor. So we're just laughing about it, like, what if this baby comes right now? What am I going to do? I thought it don't finish for me. But at this point, the contractions were not getting more and more. Like I was starting to feel, when the thing comes there, I was just stand and be like, but it was still giving me, I still had mouth to talk. I could still talk. Like it was just a matter of me pausing, letting it just pass through and continuing my life. My mom now said, okay, bless you, baby, bless you. So my mom was not like, okay, so this is real, you're actually having contractions, but you know what, it's not close enough yet. This is like early labor. We need to go on a walk, we need to take the stairs, She said, oh yeah, come, let's go on a walk. Oh yeah, ngwa, 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 ngwa. Me, I was like, mommy, I don't have time for this because like I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. Just leave me be. Like I don't, just let me. In fact, I don't even want to do anything. I just want to sit down, you know. She was like, no, no way, this baby will come out. Bless you, baby. Like this baby will come out whether you like it or not, and this thing you're doing, I'm not going to have it. Come, let's go on a walk. So I told her, okay, I'm coming, let me go and shower first. Let me shower. She was like, who showers before you work? It's not after you come back you shower. My own plan was that as I just go upstairs, I'll just lie down, forget about it. That's it. So I went upstairs, spent like 1 hour. I didn't know that she was still waiting for me. I came back downstairs. She's like, let's go on the walk. I'm like, I can't find my shoes. She actually left me, went to find these shoes for me. So we are going on this walk. At this point, I was still having contractions like every here and there. I think it was about maybe 15-20 minutes at this point. Like sometimes even 30 minutes longer. It was not still consistent, but it was getting closer and closer. It was no longer like 1 hour apart, you know. And it was becoming more intense. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe it was like 4, 5. Like I could still breathe, but I had to pause, you know. So we went on this walk. Now while we were going on the walk, so if I had like maybe 3 or 4 contractions, we didn't even go far. I came back inside. Anyway, so we went on this walk, we came back. Okay, at this point it was already like 6:30, maybe 7. Things were starting to get real. Everybody was like, Nazom, are you going to have this baby today? I was like, yeah, sure. I don't know, maybe it's possible. I really don't know. Like, someone that's not had a baby before, it's hard for them to describe. And mind you, at this point I was already prayer warrior. All I kept praying about was, God, please let me have it easy and quick labor. You see the way you blessed me with good pregnancy, just blessed me with good labor experience. Almighty Father, like I became a prayer warrior. I was like, Abba, King of Kings, Lord of Love, Jehovah overdo. What did I not say? This was my prayer point from the beginning, and I was just hammering on it. Like I was just saying, God, please, 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 please. See, I'm something they call Oli. I don't get like Edoli, like you know that soft cocoyam that they used to thicken soups. That's how I describe myself when it comes to pain. I don't do well with pain at all. So that's why my prayer point from day one was always easy and smooth delivery and labor. Like I know that there's going to be pain, but I was hoping that it would be as short as possible. And with the way things were going, it was not looking like it was going to be short at all. So hey, please looking for my baby's trouble. Who are there? Let me find them. Anyway, so I've always prayed for smooth, easy, quick delivery, labor experience, just like my pregnancy was, as I didn't have any problem in pregnancy. I said, okay, that night I was just going, and this thing was still becoming, the same way. In fact, you know what I said? This stomach biting or whatever it is, I'll be contraction, not let me sleep. Well, let me go and sleep. So by like 9 o'clock, I went upstairs to sleep. And that's how, oh my goodness, hey, I passed out for like maybe 1 hour, and I woke up with this sharp, they call sharp pain. It was like somebody was scraping the inside of my stomach and squeezing it together. Hey, God. I was like, oh my God, it has started. I couldn't take it anymore. I said, well, I can't, it's already, at this point, it was already like maybe 10:30. At this point, I was like, okay, I cannot really disturb anybody. I have to just deal with this on my own. Okay, I think this is the point where I started the labor vlog. This thing was becoming intense and intense. I couldn't sleep. I said, okay, let me just sleep through it. 10 minutes later, this thing was just becoming, God, I see somebody is just tightening, squeezing my inside. Jesus, I was losing my cool, I was losing my senses. I didn't even know what was happening. In my mind, I was just like, Jesus Christ, please. Is that God ignored my prayer? Or is it that in my mind I was at least 9 centimeters dilated? I thought that baby was coming like that. No. Little did I know I've never seen anything. I've never even go fast. I've never even experienced anything. Anyway, long story short now. So that night now, I ended up, this thing became more intense. I ended up calling the hospital. I was like, okay, please, I'm feeling so and so and so. At this point, it was like 10 minutes, 7 minutes, thereabouts. It wasn't up to like 7 to 10 minutes, but I wanted to call the hospital and know, okay, at what point should I go into the hospital? Because my sister was telling me, see, this thing experience is painful, but like, it's going to get worse. I was like, okay. And my sister, she had already gone to bed at this point. I was like, okay, when she told me that one, maybe my pain level was not that bad, but now it's definitely bad. So I called the hospital. They said, yeah, maybe you need to come in. Mind you, my water had not broken. So in my mind, I was like, definitely, I'm still playing. Because I really thought that your water has to break before all the contractions start. But my water still had not broken. I was having contractions about 7 to 10 minutes, which honestly is not that is like it's not close. It has to be like 2 to 3 minutes, or highest like 4 minutes, within that kind of range, to know that your baby's coming. So I just thought, well, they said I should come in. I went and woke my sister up. This thing was like 11:30. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. I cannot do this anymore. I called the hospital to know what to do, and they said I should come in, let them just check me, and if nothing is happening, I'll go back. We started going to the hospital that night. I felt so bad for my sister because she was not feeling well, but she gathered herself. I guess big sister duties. See, having a big sister, I did not even really know the value to this whole period. I was so glad that she was there for me. So immediately now, we packed our things. I just took my things and put in the car anyway. I knew definitely they would send me back because I knew that what I was feeling, it was pain, but I knew deep down that it was going to get worse because everyone had told me it was going to get worse. But at the back of my mind, I was praying that my labor experience and delivery experience would be like my mother's own. So my mother's labor experience always like before she even gets to the hospital, before the person that dropped her, we even say, okay, let me go and bring your things, or let me go and do this one. She has given birth, like within a few hours from start to finish, she's done. So that's where I was tapping into, like when I was praying, I said, God, please, my mother, this one in genetics, please make my experience like her own. Although they say no two pregnancies is the same, and no two labor experiences is the same. I was really praying now. I was really praying that since I'm her daughter now, things will be like that for me, So that's how we shall go to the hospital. You guys, if you watch the labor vlog now, I think baby's trying to poop. If you watch the labor vlog, you saw that they only told me I was 1 centimeter dilated, and they sent me back. And okay, I was like, yeah, I'm going home to die for sure. I'm going home to die. All this story I'm just saying, I've never gotten to the juicy part yet though. This is just long story. We went back home. My sister told me seriously, hang in there. It's going to get worse. I'm telling you, believe me. She has 2 boys. She knows what she's talking about. I thought in my head. My mom was like, you can do this. I went back to my room. I managed to stay there. By 4 o'clock, I was back downstairs. I couldn't do it anymore. I seriously could not do it anymore. I was going crazy. At this point, my contractions were like still 6 to 7 minutes apart. Like the same thing as nighttime, but it was getting more and more intense. Like the pain was more and more intense. Like when it happens, I want to cry. I started crying. I came downstairs. I said, Mommy, I can't do this anymore. And he was like, it's not a crying matter. If you start now to cry, what are you not going to do when it gets worse? It's not a crying matter. Pull yourself together. You can do this. You can do this. Me, I was like, what does she mean I can do this? Is she the one experiencing the pain? Does she know what I'm going through? What does she mean I can do this? In my mind, I was just like, if I slap you, you just get out of it. How do you know that I can deal with this? That kind of thing. My aggressive tendencies were just coming out. My mom was like, this is not something to cry about. Every woman goes through this. Your body is designed for this. My mind, I was like, who has time for this preaching now? What was all this? Like, this is not what I have time for. Just tell me. I don't even know what I wanted to hear. But my own was just that I did not want anybody to talk to me. I just wanted it to be that this thing will be, my water will break or something. Let's say just be progressing, because the pain was so intense. And I was like, First of all, they told me that I would get closer and closer and closer. That's what they told me in the hospital, and that I should take Tylenol. But it might not help. I took the Tylenol. This thing was like drinking water. It had no effect on it whatsoever. In fact, it was just a waste of drugs. So, my mom was just like, okay, you know what? If it happens, just let me know. In fact, I didn't even have to let her know. Immediately it happened, she would just be rubbing my back, and just telling me, you know what? It's going to pass. It's going to pass. Okay, my sister went bought me breakfast sandwich. I wasn't even having it. I didn't feel like eating. I just wanted to stone it. I was not in the mood for anything. Next time my mom was like, I should come and climb the stairs. I looked at the stairs, I looked at my mom. I looked at the stairs, I looked at my mom. I'm like, are you serious? She was like, yes, of course I'm serious. Like, you should climb the stairs. It's going to help the labor to progress. It's going to help the baby to push down, it's going to help the baby to push down, it's going to help the baby prepare to come out. So I start climbing stairs. By the time I go up, down, I have one contraction. Up, down, have one contraction. At some point, I started rubbing, my lower belly. At this point, we're just timing the contraction. So she'll hold my phone. When I have a contraction, she'll just press it. It was still 6 to 7 minutes, like 5 to 7 minutes at this point. I was like, Jesus Christ, what have I done? What have I done? Like, why did I put myself in this situation? My mom said, okay, let's go and rest for a little bit, because I told her, let's go and rest for a little bit. I cannot do this anymore. We came back to the living room. So she was just here, like, trying to, talk me through it. And I was just like, I can't do this. No. My sister went and brought exercise, that medicine ball, that ball that you bounce on. like, or used to do crunches and all these ab exercises, like medicine ball now. She bought it for me. She said, yeah, this really helps. Like, it really helped me as well. So you should try and just bounce on it. So I was bouncing on this thing, bouncing on this thing. The thing is, it gave me a distraction. But when the pain came, in fact, me, I even went on YouTube. I'm like, okay, let me watch videos on how to deal with contraction pain. Ha. I couldn't even focus on the video. One said we should be doing something like hoo hoo ha ha, hoo hoo ha ha. One said count 1 to 30. I was trying all the techniques, nothing was working, nothing was taking this pain away. Me, I was just losing my senses. I was like, Jesus Christ. I started telling my mom, Mommy, I'm so sorry. If I ever wronged you, I'm so sorry. If I ever offended you, I'm so sorry. It will never happen again. I can't believe you went through this to bring me to this world. Jesus Christ, you're really strong. That I admire her so much. In fact, someone would think that I was drunk, but I was not drunk. But I was just like, once the contraction stopped, I just kept pouring my heart out. When it would come again, I'll forget, I'll just lose myself. At some point, I was just screaming. I was just like, because I felt screaming. You know, there's something about physically letting out pain with your, like, shouting. It's like when people are angry and they shout, I get it. Because at some point, I was just shouting. I was just like, oh God, who sends me? Who sends me? I know bringing a child into this world is a blessing, but who sends me? Like, how? Jehovah, oh God. Hey, I don't think I've ever cried as much as I cried in 24 hours during this whole labor experience. So last year, around 2, I told my sister I can't do this anymore. I have to go back to the hospital. This thing is becoming intense. And my contractions were not even somewhere 4 minutes apart, somewhere 3 minutes, somewhere 5. You know, it was getting closer and closer and more intense, like very painful. Hey, okay, she said, okay. I called the hospital. They said I should come back in. Since it's like within 4 to 6 minutes, I should come back in. So me, I went back in and they checked. They said I'm only 1.5 centimeter dilated. I said, what? So how can I be 1 centimeter dilated before at my 39-week appointment and still 1 centimeter dilated at the point of contractions last night? And now with the intense contractions, like over how many hours later, like 24 hours later, I'm still 1.5. Is this one madness or what? That's what I was telling you. You know, sometimes as this is your first pregnancy, the early labor can go on for a long time. You can transition into active labor, but it takes a really long time. You can go on for 2-3 days. In my mind, I was like, this thing I'm passing to 2-3 days. You know, it is that I cannot have peace for 5 minutes. You know, it is that it feels like someone is scraping your insides out and squeezing it tightly together with pin needles, sewing it together, like bringing your stomach, squeezing it. Hey, for every 5 minutes. Do you know what it feels like? Hey, in my mind, I was like, I don't understand what these people are saying. I don't understand. It can't be. I just looked at my sister and said, yeah, are they joking? She said, no, the doctor is telling me the truth. I said, doctor, all I know is that I cannot take this anymore. That's all I know. At this point, I've called my husband like 1,001 times. And he would just be like, you can do this, you know. Like, we were just talking on video call and he was like, you can do this. I know you can do this. Don't worry, it's going to get better. The baby is going to be here soon and it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth everything you went through. It's as if what he was saying was not interesting. My mother-in-law, you called my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was telling me, Nazom, you can do this. It's going to pass, you know. Everybody was trying to encourage me, but myself, I didn't want to talk. My own was just, can they bring this baby out of me already? Now, I said, my water is still not broken yet, though. I started asking my sister, is there a way to break this water? Because this will send me home. I'm going to burst this water and bring out this baby myself. I cannot do this thing anymore. That one I know for sure. I cannot do this thing anymore. Do these people want me to die? Is this how they want me to end? Because I don't understand how over 24 hours and I'm still in pain, and these people are telling me, at this point they're telling me only 1.5. They say, you know what, we're going to observe you in an hour. They brought another medicine ball for me. I was bouncing. You know, they hooked me up. Everything was just there. Like, they were checking the baby's heart rate. They were monitoring me, and yeah, they could see that my contractions were so close together, and they told me that my labor is not progressing, but you know what, it's going to get there. I should just be calm. I should be patient. Me, I was in my mind wondering how I can be calm and patient when I'm running crazy here. Like, you know, when you've not slept in over 24 hours, when you feel like, you know, you feel so, in fact, you're just in so much pain. You can barely even collect yourself. You can barely think clearly. My mind, what I was just calculating is, if I jump out of this window now, will all these things just end? Like, how can I end this process now, just quickly? It's not like I was suicidal or anything, but in my mind, I was just thinking, what can I do to just stop this pain? Like, this pain was just becoming on me. You know what? They came, they told me, let them check in. They checked. I was now like 2 to 3. At least with every hour it seemed like I was adding half centimeter. At least the whole past 24 hours, and it dilated even half centimeter. At least now it was moving further. So I was like, this pain is at least for something. They told me, when they saw that I was losing my cool, that the next thing remaining for me was to pull my hair out and attack everybody there. They said, you know what, they're going to give me something for the pain. So, and admit me, since, I've been in labor for so long and nothing was changing. So, they admitted me, they changed my room, they gave me one painkiller, Zinibian or something like that. The painkiller helped, it took the edge off. It was like, I was still feeling the contractions, like it will come. But instead of being like, oh my God, I was more like, you see the difference? There was a slight difference, but the pain was still there. Like the pain did not take the pain away. So as I was there now, next thing now, I was like, when can I get the epidural? They said they would check me when I'm at least 4 to 5 centimeters dilated. They gave me epidural. So when they checked me again, at this point I was just with my sister, just chilling, and just at this point I was still feeling the contractions, but I was not going crazy anymore. At least I had hope. So they gave me the epidural, and they checked me, and I was about 4 to 5. What's it called? I was 5 centimeters dilated. So they said, okay, they can give me the epidural. And in my mind, I was just like, thank God, because I know the epidural will take the edge off and the pain, the contractions away. At least I just knew it to be a matter of time. And at least I was now making progress. At least in the past 12 hours, I've moved from 1 to 5. That's progress, highest another day before I have the child, but we'll see. So, anyway, they gave me epidural. We waited. After Jesus, in case you don't know, epidural is painful. It's painful. My sister was holding my hand on one hand, nurse was holding my hand on the other. I need to. The guy was just explaining what I was feeling. They kept asking me, "Is in the center?" I said, "Yes." I was just feeling like someone was toying with my spine. Next thing, I felt one sharp movement. I see the way my eyes just opened, like My sister said, "Stay one place now, so stay one place." So this is not a joke. Just stay one place. In my mind, I was like, "What do you mean?" Anyway, the epidural, in case you don't know, it's painful. And my sister was telling me that they even made mistake her own. It didn't work the first time, so they gave it to her twice. So you can imagine the pain she felt. But at least the good thing about it is that once they were done, it took maybe 10 minutes, maybe slightly more, maybe 15 minutes. I can't remember, but I don't really know. I wasn't checking time. After that, at least first of all, I stopped feeling my legs, and they were not telling my contractions were about 4 minutes apart, consistently, and I was maybe 6 centimeters dilated. So at this point, my doctor came in, she broke my water. Me and Onye were just there talking. I was like, okay, this baby's going to come. At this point, sleep was catching me. I was like, should I sleep? Should I not sleep? That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, is someone in labor supposed to be sleeping? Anyway, last, as I was about to take a nap, that's how I just saw a flood of nurses, and doctors. Maybe 6 people came into the room. I don't know what they were doing. They were turning me around, asking me to turn, putting this one, checking that one. I don't even know. My own was just, I'm sleepy, I want to go to bed. Next thing, they were telling my sister something. They now eventually told me, that my blood pressure is seriously dropping, and the baby's heart rate is dropping, but that there's nothing wrong with that. They just give me something to fix it, and it should normalize. Okay, I was like, sure, no problem. They tell you the side effects of epidural, but I don't know, maybe this was part of it, it was not part of it, but honestly, I was in so much pain I did not care. So last now, they came back maybe 1 hour later, did the same thing again. This thing happened though, mind you, something that I got admitted around 4, till 7. This thing happened 5 times. They were like, okay, they're not giving me any more medication. Let's just monitor it. If it happens one more time for the 5th time, they're sorry, but they're going to advise me to go for a CS, because it seems like I might not be able to hold out much longer, since my labor was not progressing as quickly as it was supposed to, and my baby's heart rate was dropping, and my blood pressure was also dropping. So I told them, okay, no problem. So finally, around 9, so about 5 hours later, they started wheeling me into the theater, and that's how my baby was born. So, hey God, first of all, when they hooked me up, they gave me, because I already got epidural, they just used the same IV line to put this thing, more anesthetics to numb me, not just from the legs down, but from the stomach down. So I didn't feel anything. They prepped me for surgery, gave my sister clothes to wear. So they told my sister to stay outside while they prepped me. and the doctor, everybody got ready. Like before I knew it, my sister was sitting right next to me, and I was just like, oh, yeah, is everything looking normal? She couldn't even see. I was just like, okay. So I don't even remember what we were talking about. I told them I can't feel my legs, I can't feel anything. Is it normal? Like I couldn't move the legs, I couldn't move, I couldn't move, and it felt so weird. Like as a human being, you have this tendency to just move, and I couldn't move, and I just felt so weird. So I said I can't feel anything. They told me it's normal. They put this in my nose. I'm like, I feel a little stuffy. Is it normal? I just kept asking questions. They were like, you're fine, ma'am. You're fine. Then now, next thing I heard was, yeah, yeah, yeah. They said, your baby is here. My sister was like, oh my goodness, oh, your baby is here. Your baby is here. And she started crying. I was like, are you serious? My baby is here. She was like, yes, my baby is here. Hey. God, it was so emotional at that moment. Next thing I was just hearing voices. They moved the baby. They cleaned the baby. They did everything they were supposed to do. Me, I was just there. I couldn't feel anything. So I don't even know what they were doing, but apparently they were stitching me up. So the pediatrician took the baby and was looking after the baby, and the doctor was stitching me back up. And I kept saying, I can't feel my legs, I can't feel my legs. In my mind, I thought I was paralyzed already, but apparently it's a normal side effect. So my sister actually asked my sister to come and see the baby. My sister came to see the baby, took pictures of the baby. Oh God. It was such an emotional moment. And then I had to stay. They stitched me back up, and then they put the baby on my chest, and then we rolled out of the theater, and immediately we got to the room. I started sharing the news, all our loved ones, and me, I was just there like shivering. I was just shivering. I couldn't. Slowly they told me, you know what, the feeling in your legs is going to come back, you're going to be fine. I look at my baby now, I'm like, it was all worth it. Everything I went through, it was all worth it. At the end of the day, the labor ended up being about maybe almost, I believe, maybe like 36 hours, not 48 hours, but yeah, that's what it ended up being. And me, I'm just grateful because I couldn't have lasted any longer. I feel like I might have just cut that baby out myself. Honestly, I was going crazy. So yeah, the baby is here, and I'm so grateful to God. It was a long but beautiful birth story. I couldn't have it any other way. I'm so grateful to everyone that supported me. Till now, my husband still makes fun of me. He's like, I can't take it anymore, because that's what I was just saying throughout. And then my sister keeps telling me that, Anton, you're not strong, but what's new? Like, I'm not even going to say I did, please. I'm not superwoman. I try my best, and I look at my baby and I'm just like, oh my God, this is what I went through to bring you to this world. I was not telling my dad that they didn't explain to me. They didn't explain to me. Like when people tell you about their labor and delivery stories, I don't think they explain to you the level of pain some people experience. Jesus. And then can we now talk about the healing from the CS? Jesus, that first day. First of all, you can't move. They put a catheter in your bladder, so you don't even have stand-up speed. Thank God. Like moving that first day is like someone hits you with a truck, and it's the hardest thing. For me, it was so hard. My cousin was telling me that the drugs they gave her is like all these hard drugs that people get addicted on. So she was even dancing after her CS. Yeah, I don't know if it's that my own doctor sold my insides, or I don't know. Although the incision looks so neat, I don't know what they did, but I was in so much pain, and they can't really give you any of those heavy painkillers. At least they give you a very limited amount. Even like they were injecting me morphine, and I was still feeling pain. Can you imagine? Like I woke up feeling pain. So, yeah, the process was something, and I can't believe I went through it and I survived and I'm here, and my baby is here and everything is fine. It's just, what they say, that once you get through it, once you get past it, you're going to forget all about it. It's very true, because now I feel like all I can feel is just love for my baby. I look at my baby and I'm like so love struck. Like, wow, this is my child, my own child. Can you believe that? So yeah, it's true that you forget about all of this, but when you're going through it, you feel like the whole world is crashing on you and it's about to end. That's for sure, but you're going to get through it. So for anyone who is going to be in labor soon, just know that it's painful, yes, but you're going to survive, and the end product is definitely worth the process. Okay, so that's it for my best story, you guys. I know I talked too much and I probably left out some details, but that's it. I just had to explain to you guys what I went through to bring my lovely child into this world. And yeah, I'm going to share more and more videos from the whole hospital birth experience. Eventually, we're only 2 weeks postpartum, so we're only 2 weeks since delivery of the baby, so I'm still finding my routine, but I'm working on it as I got a job to do. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm looking for a name for my YouTube family. If you have any suggestions, comment down below. Also, feel free to share your own labor experience. If it was long, how long you were in labor for, how well it went for you, was it easy, were you a weakling like me, how well did you handle the pain, did you get an epidural? Like, share your labor stories down below. I'm going to read these and I'm probably going to reply some because yeah, I think it will be fun to share and just hear other people's stories. But in the meantime, bye bye. I'll see you next time. Okay.